I'm not very good at redstone. This is easy. This makes sense. Even this kind of makes sense. But when it comes to stuff like TNT dupers or really dense, complex, compact redstone, I just haven't got a clue. So naturally, I thought it would be a great idea to fill my megabase with redstone contraptions and design most of them myself. For example, we've got this super fast item sorter input chest that takes items out really quickly and uses a really clever system to unload the minecart. And these 3x3 piston doors that open up just in time for you to walk through them. And I got a comment asking me how I did all of this redstone and whether I would share a tutorial. Now, as I said, I'm not the best at redstone, but I figured, you know what? I did design all these and they are fairly simple systems really when you get to know them. So I thought, why not? I'll show you a tutorial. So as you may have guessed, I am actually in a separate world. This is a creative mode world. This is where I designed pretty much all of the builds to go in my survival world. And as you can see here, we have pretty much the final design for the megabase. And as you can see, there is quite a bit of redstone involved. So let's walk through some of the contraptions that I designed and had to build. The first thing then to show you are the piston doors. Now these I designed entirely by myself. They are completely my own design. It's probably very bad and very inefficient. As you can see, they're not the smallest. But anyway, here's how it works. So we have a pattern here of slime blocks and honey blocks. They are then stuck to these blocks on the front. And pretty much when we stand on the pressure plates, they trigger this redstone wire which runs along here, goes all the way along here, and it sets off this little module here. Pretty much when there's a redstone signal coming through, this block gets moved upwards, which means there's now no power coming through here. So it activates for just a moment and then it doesn't come through. I'll show you. So when I press this button, we'll get redstone signal through here for a moment, but then because this block will be pushed up and honey can't pass redstone through it, we won't get a signal anymore. There you go. So I'll press the button, power comes through, it pushes up after this delay, which means that it unpowers again. I'll slow the game down a lot. So here we go. Power goes through. It lifts up and unpowers it to toggle it back off. And what that ends up doing is opening this door. As you can see, it opens that side. And the same is true for the other side. The reason we use a combination of slime and honey is A, to make it look nice, and B, so that we don't exceed the piston push limit of 12 blocks. There it goes, opens up the door, and pulls it back again. This is called a double piston extender. The back piston pushes this piston and all of the blocks in front of it out, and then that piston fires when it's over here and pushes the blocks out again. I'll show you. So back piston will fire, there we go. Then that piston fires really quickly, and it does the same when it retracts. So those are the piston doors. There are loads of double piston extenders out there, many designs that are almost certainly better than mine, but I designed it myself. I'm pretty proud of it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. A couple of honourable mentions. This is an auto brewing station. There's no way I designed this. It's a tutorial I copied. I'll link it in the description if I remember. I'll try, I promise. The next thing that I designed was this really fast item input system. So say we have a bunch of blocks. You can see how quickly they come out of this chest. And what happens is they go into this hopper minecart, which takes in items really quickly, way quicker than hoppers. I forget how many times faster it is. When that's all filled up, the comparator detects it, and the signal strength is great enough for it to release the minecart with hopper. Here it goes. Now, this is kind of quick, so I'll slow it down in a second and show you exactly what happens. Minecart is released, it slowly rolls down the track. As it comes along here, it goes over this mud, and this cauldron has lava in it. The lava burns it. This amethyst is just to align it perfectly. The items fall out, and because of the way that the hopper snaps over here, explode out. The hopper is then put into this dispenser and comes back out. Now, specifically, and it's kind of hard to see, but the hopper actually ends up snapping onto this rail because of some weird stuff. I don't understand it. It's a Razeworks design. I don't fully understand it, but it ends up coming out here where it then gets broken. The items fall out there and go on a water stream. And when those items come out, they go along this water stream, which I'm going to do my best to follow. They go around here, and they get shot all the way up here, where they can then drop down here and go into the automatic storage system. These things have kind of been around forever. They have some filler items in the chests. They then detect the signal strengths, and when the signal strength is high enough, they let items through and they go out. Now, technically this isn't the best way to do it, and I designed this myself, and that's why it's not so good. Pretty much, in my design, the items just cycle around infinitely until they all get sorted. That means that if you have an item that you don't have a chest for, you can see they just come around and they just cycle around forever. So it's not the best. In the survival world, I actually ended up adding some manual chests that I can just flick and override and pick up any spare items that have been going around for a few cycles and haven't been picked up yet. But yeah, it's not the best design time, but it works, and it works pretty quickly, and it sorts items pretty quickly. If you want to know more about item sorters, there are so many good tutorials on YouTube that actually fully explain them, properly know what they're doing. I'm just a guy who knows a little bit about redstone, and so kind of doing my best. Another cool one is this, which is, as you may have spotted, a second hopper minecart unloader. This is actually a shulker box unloader. This is possibly my favourite thing that I designed for this base. This is a super smelter. Now on the server we have a data pack that means that you can smelt anything in blast furnaces, so Oz makes it really quick, but you can do it with furnaces as well, and it's still really quick, just not quite as speedy. So the way this works is we have a fuel generator. This is a carpet duplicator. It duplicates carpet. It's really noisy. There isn't actually any carpet on this one, but it dupes a bunch of carpet, which then goes along these hoppers and gets taken by some hopper minecarts along here. The hopper minecarts would then take it along these tracks, which fills up all of the furnaces, which means that when you then want to smelt stuff, it always has an infinite supply of fuel, and so they can all turn on and smelt things. As you can see, it is very efficient. This was me doing a test of it with everything running, and it was super quick. And that's pretty much all of the redstone in my base. Item sorters, piston doors, super smelter, and a few other little bits and bobs. On the server I also actually added a little auto firework rocket crafter. Wasn't my design, so I won't really talk about it. But yeah, so that is how all of the redstone in my base works. I hope you enjoyed this funny little video. It's not tons of a tutorial, but it explains how it works, and I will leave a link to the designs in the description so that you can download those and take a look at them yourself if you want to, for some reason, copy my terrible redstone. So yeah, that's how the redstone works in my base. Thank you all for watching. I'm working on another video, so that will be out hopefully soon, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye. Oh, and subscribe.